coaches. We had some amazing coaches. And the players will always have a special place in our hearts. And I just want to, from all of this family behind me, I want to thank you for this honor tonight. I want to introduce Gerald Brown. He was one of Curt's coaches here, and they also went to high school together. They've known each other a long time.
I'm going to speak not only for myself, I'm also speaking for Ken Rose, and we both coached with Curt while we were here at Martin High School, and we've known Curt since high school, and then we played baseball together. Curt was a tough opponent, a great teammate, and an amazing coaching partner, but always the most trusted friend. We won a bunch of baseball games during his time as baseball coach, but more importantly, Curt had a big impact on his players. I'd like to share a few thoughts from some of those players. So really, what I'm fixing to talk to you about and tell you is what the players have said about him. Josh Watson. I have so many memories of Coach Culbertson. Growing up, doing the Martin baseball camp, 3 state championship runs, batting practice days in May, traveling for tournaments, and many more. There were so many fun times and great experiences. A small moment I will always remember was during my freshman year, right before district started. I was struggling a bit early in the season at the plate. One day after finishing practice, Coach Culbertson called me over and in front of everybody. And he said, in short, he told me that he believed in me, and so did my teammates, and that he would not have put me in that position to play if he didn't think I could handle it. Again, seems like a small thing, but it made a big impact on me. It gave me confidence and belief in myself to play at a higher level. Looking back, I will always appreciate how much guys cared about us as players, pushed us to be better on and off the field. Joe Beck. Joe Beck was with Curt early in his career in Arlington. Coach Culbertson was the kind of leader who demanded excellence and never settled for less, and made sure his players didn't either. His toughness wasn't just about discipline, but it was about belief, a belief that we could always be better than we were yesterday. The passion he brought to the game of baseball provided life lessons that ultimately changed the trajectory of my life. I'm grateful to have known him as a coach and to have called him my friend. Ryan Walker. Coach Culbertson was an unbelievable mentor and coach for me. I know for many others also. I could not be more excited for his legacy to live on through this baseball diamond. Turner Larkins. For me at the time, it was hard to imagine a more intimidating figure as a snotty 15-year-old kid. His voice was always stern and commanding, which made it even funnier when he would drop an offhanded joke, which he did often. I am sure it was not easy having to put up with me a lot of the time, but he always treated me with grace while giving me some butt chewing also. He made me a better baseball player and a better person. I will always appreciate the trust he placed in me to pitch for such a great program. He set the standard of character that the game of baseball should have, both on and off the diamond. It's only right that every time the lights come on at Culbertson Field, his legacy will be remembered. Got one more. This is Eric Walker, brother of Ryan Walker. When I reflect back on my time in Martin School, his success on the field spoke for itself. There is no one else I would rather this field be named after. What sticks out the most to me was his ability to develop young men off the field as well. He was fair, he was honest, extremely funny, and someone you wouldn't hesitate to go to in need. Thank you for everything, Coach Culbertson. As you can tell, Curt was much more than a baseball coach to his players. Thanks to everyone for honoring Coach Culbertson, and thank you for the family for having us. Brian Nephew.
Thanks, Gerald. Good afternoon. Thanks for being here with us today. And thanks to the family for having me. Really appreciate it. I'm honored to stand here today speaking on behalf of all former players in the stands and elsewhere. As I prepared for this today, I kept coming back to this. What does it mean to etch someone's name onto something forever? This isn't just a name on a sign. It's a reminder. It's a reminder of what it means to be a great teammate, to be accountable, to compete the right way, and to represent something bigger than yourself. Like many former players here today that I've seen in the stands, our relationship didn't end with Coach when we took the jersey off for the last time or graduated from this high school. If anything, that's when you begin to fully understand the impact that he had on you. And as time goes on, the appreciation only grows. Because we all know that Curly wasn't just a coach, he was a mentor, he was a leader, and a standard. And today, that standard has a name, Curt Culbertson Field. It's fitting because for decades, this field, it was already his classroom. In fact, I'm pretty sure I caught him out in this infield cutting it with scissors my senior year. When you look around today, you can see his legacy everywhere. And the former players who still carry his lessons, and the families that he's impacted, and the program that still stands on the foundation that he built. Now every player who does step on this field becomes part of that legacy. They'll play on the Culbertson Field. But more importantly, they'll be stepping into the standard that he set. And that means something. To Carol and the entire Culbertson family, thank you for sharing him with all of us. We're all because of you. And to you, Coley, this field now carries your name. But what matters most is that it's always carried what you stood for, and it always will. Thank you.
And next, I'd like to introduce our board member that's here tonight. That is Leanne Haynes, and she's going to state the proclamation.
Apologize for the entire board not being present. We have a board meeting tonight, and since this has been moved 2 times already, I was sent as the representative for my. Can you hear me? Okay. So the proclamation has been condensed down. Curt Culbertson was a proud Arlington ISD graduate and standout athlete at Arlington High School, where he excelled in baseball and earned all district honors before continuing his career at the University of Texas Arlington. He earned all Southland Conference honors and was selected in the 1982 Major League Baseball draft by the Cincinnati Reds. Coach Culbertson dedicated 38 years to high school baseball, serving at Alvarado High School, Weatherford High School, Bowie High School, and ultimately Martin High School, where he led the Warrior baseball program from 2005 to 2023. Throughout his career, he earned 678 victories, led teams to 12 district championships, 7 Elite 8 appearances, and 3 state tournament berths. He was also recognized with 12 District Coach of the Year awards and was inducted into the Arlington Athletics Hall of Honor in 2024. Beyond wins and accolades, Coach Culbertson was known for developing character in his players by teaching integrity, accountability, respect, and life lessons that extended far beyond baseball. Families, students, and former players remember his humility, his humor, his leadership, and his unwavering commitment to the Martin baseball community. In recognition of his extraordinary service and lasting impact on generations of students, the Arlington ISD Board of Trustees officially honors Coach Curt Culbertson's legacy by naming the Martin High School Warrior Baseball Field Culbertson Field. So, to make this official, I have the proclamation I'm going to hand to the family, and then we are going to have Coach's wife come out and cut the ribbon.
But y'all also have like the bleachers on the away side are like it's like still like why the fuck? Yeah, why is there no one there? Literally just
High snap, play action, Nichols underneath, caught, gets away from one tackler, gets away from two tacklers, down the sidelines, one man to beat, stutter step, getting away to the end zone, number 8, Dylan Talley, touchdown, Bowie.
Robertson in motion, Craven's back to pass, goes across the middle, Ghostin holds it in, he's going to go to the touchdown, to the house, Cravens to Ghostin. Colt, touchdown!
As a tight end, pulls a guard, Barrett finds the hole, follows the pulling guard, cuts outside, bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5, touchdown, Bowers, touchdown, Bowie!
And folks, we have history! History at Haltom! Danny Bustamante has just pitched a no-hit, no-run, no-walk shutout! A perfect game for Danny Bustamante!
Rios looks at Alvarado and turns home. It's going to that left field gap. That's a base hit. Here comes Axel Alvarado. The Colts are going to take the lead in the top of the 7th on the base hit by Gannon Howard. Burkle out of position. They've got to pass, and they've got to go! Patomeco with the pass. Mirario has a bit of a look. Shot on goal, and he gets it in! Two tight end set here as we go to the left-hand side with B.J. Rogers. Rogers is into the second level. B.J. Rogers to midfield. One man trying to catch up to him, but he will not. Number 6 in for 6. That will do it.
This broadcast is under intellectual property and may not be repurposed or reproduced without express written consent. Enjoy this presentation from Zach Arnold Productions, Energetic Media Solutions.
We had the pleasure of setting up a little bit early and being able to commemorate a longtime Arlington ISD legend in Coach Curt Culbertson. This field is officially named after him, and it is officially rivalry week in Arlington, Texas. The 8-4 Martin Warriors finally get to host the 9-3 Arlington Colts here at the newly christened Culbertson Field. Took a couple of days because of weather and field conditions, but we are finally ready for some hard-hitting action here at the home of the Warriors. The pregame show presented by Chapman Cornelius is coming up right after this. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside our broadcast area here at Culbertson Field. The coaches are already meeting at home plate. The ceremony took us right up until that 7 o'clock window, Jot, but it was really cool to see all of the accolades that were mentioned for Coach Culbertson. Yes, he accrued hundreds of wins here at Martin High, but he was an all-district player at Arlington High. He was a coach at Arlington Bowie before becoming a coach here at Martin. A long legacy in the city of Arlington, even played for UTA, earning all Southland honors. Just a local legend in every sense of the word, and it's so cool to be a part of history as this Warrior Field gets renamed after him.
Yeah, it's got to be an honor for his family, for all the work that Coach Culbertson did. Like you said, establishing Bowie to be what Bowie is now, going forward in baseball, and then working to those 3 state championship runs he had in the mid-2010s.
Here with Martin.
Here in Martin.
Yeah.
And it's an honor for the family to be named, for the field to be named after him. The family was honored. We got a chance to see the grandkids throw the first pitch out. So it's a really exciting moment for us to be here to watch it, but it's really exciting more for them and for the school going forward.
Yeah, we're excited for this rivalry week. A lot of the nuances of this district competition are not quite as at play as much this week, with South Grand Prairie winning the district championship outright on Tuesday. You were on the call for that game. You're here for this game tonight. You'll be calling Bowie again tomorrow. Busy week for you on the Zap Network, but glad to have you along. And it's nice that sometimes all you have to focus on is your bitter rival.
Yeah, and, in football, there are rivalries. Obviously, Michigan, Ohio State's the game. Georgia and Georgia Tech's clean, old-fashioned hate. Here in Arlington, it's the same way. We all still respect each other because we're all Arlingtonians. I guess that's the. I don't think it's Arlingtonians.
Arlingtonites.
Arlingtonians. We're all from Arlington, so we all represent each other. We all, at the end of the day, once you graduate, you still live in Arlington if you're still there, but you still have that rivalry with the other school. As a former Colt myself, there was always one team we always looked forward, getting ready to see every year, and that was Martin. Obviously, Bowie and Lamar for sure, but playing Martin week was different for us as a Colt. So that's what the players are going to take into today for both teams.
Yeah, it's a rivalry night, and we're excited to be up in the broadcast area. Martin has some great accommodations, and we want to thank the Booster Club for being able to put us up in this spot to be able to bring as quality of a production as we know how to tonight's game, because it means a lot. It may not mean a lot for the overall playoff position standings, but you're playing for pride, you're playing for honor, you're playing for rivalry, you're playing for your brother out there on the diamond. So there's still a lot to play for here on the inaugural night of Culbertson Field. The pregame show, fans, is presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc. They're a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have been serving this entire Arlington community, both Arlington and Martin, for over 5 decades. So don't let insurance selection be a hassle. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a tailored plan that is customized for your small business's needs and budget. You can call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346. Jot, the starting lineups are being introduced here as we speak. So let's talk a little bit about these Arlington Colts with a 9-3 overall record. They lost a really competitive but really tough game against Grand Prairie, and then South Grand Prairie, as we mentioned, was able to beat Bowie on Tuesday. So those two games, that loss followed by South's win, gives them the outright district title. The Colts won't be defending the 8-6A championship this year, but they do still boast a lot of really talented players that are going to be trying to claim a win here tonight, and then another one tomorrow night as these two teams go back to back because of the weather conditions.
Yeah, when you're a team like Arlington, you know you're looking forward to the playoffs. Both teams are after Tuesday's game between Bowie and South Grand Prairie, which eliminated the Volunteers from any type of playoffs for this season. So both teams know they will be in the playoffs now with nothing to hesitate, but you still want to get the win over your crosstown rival. But you want to build on that going into the playoffs, which will start here next week. You have double-digit seniors on the team that Arlington does. These players all know about what it takes to continue winning, continue a tradition. And a lot of these players were on the playoff run last year that the Colts have had. So
True.
they know either watching players that were before them from 2-3 years ago, because every year that Zap has been on the call, the Colts have been in the playoffs. So these kids have watched the years before them make the playoffs. So you kind of build that standard. And that's what the players are still trying to do tonight. They want to continue that standard going forward into next week's playoff series, whoever that way may be.
Some of that information is still private and to be determined, but the focus tonight is on the teams in the first and third base dugouts. They have taken the field. It's time for the national anthem. We'll turn the crowd mic up so that you can honor America with us, and then after that, it's baseball time in Texas. The Star-Spangled Banner is complete, and it is baseball time in Texas. Broadcasting live from Curt Culbertson. I'm not going to get that every single time. I apologize. Curt Culbertson. I know that there were some people during the pregame show that also stumbled over it a little bit. I'm not the only one. Culbertson Field's inaugural game, and it's fitting that it is on a rivalry night. Broadcasting live on the Zap Network alongside Jot Holly, I'm Zach Arnold. Yadi Pagan will be helping us with some of the stuff behind the scenes because he was bored tonight and had nothing else to do. So he came out to help us, and we appreciate it very much. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Arlington Colts with a 9-3 overall record. Leading off and playing shortstop, Colin Murphy batting second and playing center field. It's Gannon Howard batting third and catching Axel Alvarado. Abe Alvarado, his cousin, playing third base and batting cleanup. He'll be followed by Payne Kernal, bringing the pain out of right field. Corbin Quiros is DHing for Simon Hercules, and he'll be followed by the pitcher tonight, Danny Bustamante. Noah Fuentes is playing first base, and Jacob Frias will round out the order for the Arlington Colts tonight. Defensively for the Martin Warriors, Perez is at first base, Luna is at second, Hazen is at third, Openshaw is at short, Rondon is in left, Hobson is in center, Powers is in right. Behind the plate is Albart, and getting the start tonight is Ian Vaca. Vaca on the mound for Martin.
Zach had a chance to see Ian Vaca a few weeks ago versus Bowie. In the Bowie series, he's very impressive. If he gets a count ahead on the Colts, he has good stuff to shut you down. The Colts batters are different than the Volunteers batters. Let's point that out there. Both teams are very good, but the pitcher on the mound, Vaca, he has good stuff up there. So the Colts need to be looking for the change of speeds, change of pace, and is trying to get after him early. Don't want to fall behind in the count.
As we open up this game, we remind you to open up your home to new possibilities with Modern West Windows and Doors. First pitch to Colin Murphy is outside for ball one. First pitch, 7:03 p.m. All things considered, Jot, with the ceremony that they were going through for a 7:03 first pitch, that's actually pretty darn good.
Very good indeed.
As a strike gets called here to even the count at 1-1. Go ahead and copy that link, hit that share button. Let the folks at home know that Rivalry Week is underway as a ball is issued on this one to Murphy. My buddy Sean from the House of the Empire tuning in, saying it's a fine night for baseball. Indeed it is. Donna Nipper tuning in from Mississippi. Murphy chopping it back up the middle. Openshaw charging at it. He'll have to throw off balance, but he will make the play for the 6-3 putout. And there's one away here in the top of the first.
Good play by Openshaw there to watch the ball into his glove. Looked like he stumbled a little bit coming out of that break to get the ball off the ground, but he managed to maintain and get the speedy Murphy out at first.
A little bit of a shakeup in the lineup, as this young man is the one that we usually see in this first position, batting second tonight. Gannon Howard trying to find his way aboard here on Rivalry Night. The right-handed Vaca delivers, and it's a first pitch swing and fouled away for strike one.
And what a lot of people don't know is here at Martin High School, the parking lot's right behind the field, so a lot of balls hit foul territory. We'll be in the parking lot near some cars, so you might hear some thumping or breaking of glass.
We parked far enough away that we just had to walk a little bit to make our way in is all, as the breaking ball is a little bit too high for Gannon Howard. Both teams are in pinstripes tonight. Martin is in their home white with black pinstripes and silver Martin across the chest. Arlington in their road blacks with green pinstripes, as that pitch tails outside of the zone to bring the count to 2-1. Vaca makes it a 3-1 count as that tailing pitch again tails away. He's got some good speed on it, but so far not quite able to place it just yet.
And that's one thing I saw out of him versus the Bowie in the Bowie game. He has good speed on the pitches. Some of his breaking pitches do kind of tell away. A good hitter won't chase at those, though.
This one's in play, and it's going to be a tough one over to first base. Vaca able to step on the bag as the first baseman Perez makes an unconventional 3-1 putout. And it's 2 up, 2 down for Axel Alvarado.
Yeah, that dirt out there near first base looked very thick when Perez came out to try to field it. It looks like he kind of stumbled a little bit there. Maybe just the dirt's so soft that they had to kind of put some extra dirt out there to cover up the wetness from the rain the last few days. But it looks very, very hilly out there towards first, like he's playing on the beach or something.
First pitch to the left-handed hitting Axel is outside of the zone for ball 1.
And it's different for me here sitting up top because on Tuesday we got the chance to see Bowie in South Grand Prairie on turf. We're playing on grass here, so seeing how the ball bounces is a little bit interesting of how it's going to affect the hitters going forward.
Well, and you had a very different vantage point, too, being up the first baseline with the transmitter being upstairs, so people had a more centered view, but you and Cameron and Chaz were off the beaten path a little bit over at Warrior Field the other day. As this is a 3-ball count to Axel, who has a terrific on-base percentage, leads the team, I believe, in on-base percentage, one of the leaders in batting average. He knows his strike zone and is very patient at the plate. Puts his bat on the shoulder and collects a called strike 1 to bring it to a hitter's count here with 2 outs.
Axel's one of the guys that you expect to kind of start serving the dishes up there at the mound. He gets on base. You have Abe behind him to work around.
This one's back up the middle, and they're going to have to play it on a hop, and that hot streak continues for Axel Alvarado as he gets a 2-out single to center field.
As he came off the bag on the end of that throw, but he got back just in time. The fans here, it's a big crowd here at Martin, and they thought he was out. As you were saying, though, Axel, he likes to serve the dishes up there. He likes to get the plates warmed up and get everything working out there out in the outfield, out in the game. So it's a good way to set it up for Abe.
With 2 outs, he'll have to go back to the dugout to put his catcher's gear back on. So he'll get a courtesy runner in the form of number 14, Joel Gamez. Gamez now running at first for Arlington. Being covered there by the first baseman Perez, and the first pitch to Axel's cousin Abe is high for ball 1. Abe, one of those seniors that was on last year's playoff run team. His favorite food to order is the Flying Dutchman from In-N-Out. I've had the Flying Dutchman.
Is that part of the secret menu at In-N-Out? I'm not a big In-N-Out type of person.
It's a secret menu item. I believe it's literally just patties and cheese.
I think the thing with me is that if you're not in and out of the line in a certain amount of time, I'm not going.
Right. Chick-fil-A gets me in and out quicker than In-N-Out does. It's a 2-0 count here as that one becomes ball 3 to Abe Alvarado. He's got good taste in movies, though, according to his fun fact sheet. His favorite movie is the 2006 Pixar classic Cars. It's a 3-0 count here to AB.
So much better now. I can hear out of my right ear. You're sitting next to me. I'm more of a speak out of my left, hear out of my right type of person.
Adjust the headset there a little bit.
There you go. My right ear kind of got sweaty and cloudy in there.
The 3-0. It's a 4-pitch walk, and Gamez will move over to second base.
Good plate appearance there for AB. First, what you did, you worked the pitch count there on Vaca. You managed to get there, get a second on base to bring it up for House Payne right behind you to try to get yourself a 1-0 lead if you get a base hit.
And this is a very quick mound visit from Coach Waller coming out to talk to Vaca as the entire infield comes in. Walmack coming out to have a quick conversation with the field umpire as Gamez moves down to second, and AB takes up first for Payne Kernal. Payne, senior outfielder, prefers the PlayStation over Nintendo and Xbox. Most of the Colts players selected PlayStation. 17 of them chose the Sony system.
It's a new generation. Back in my day at Arlington
It was
High,
always the 360.
we were the 360. You go by, I had the house
Nobody.
behind the school.
Interestingly, nobody selected Nintendo.
See, that's a new
There's
generation.
nobody in the Nintendo crowd on this roster.
No switches out there, fellas. No switches, no Wii.
They probably don't even know what a Wii is, those youngsters. Vaca's first pitch to Payne is skied to center field. Hobson got a beat on it, and he'll collect the grab. First pitch swinging from Payne, and that will end the Arlington half of the first. They put a couple aboard, but can't bring them home. We're headed to the middle of the first. It's Arlington nothing, and the Warriors coming up to the plate here on the Zap Network.
Whenever a plumbing problem hits your home, experience matters. Pipe & Peak is a family-owned residential plumbing company with 16 years of experience that you can trust. They handle everything from yard leaks and slab leaks to tunnel work, and they're specialists in replacing old cast iron pipe. No job is too big or too small, and their pricing stays competitive. If you're seeing signs of aging pipes, now's the time to act. Send an email to Caleb Renfro to see how Pipe & Peak can help your home. When your high school field needs to look game ready, trust John Kling and the pros at Field Ops North Texas. This veteran-owned team delivers fast turnaround and long-lasting field striping for football, soccer, lacrosse, and more, using professional-grade paint and equipment. Field Ops proudly serves schools and communities across North Texas, helping student-athletes compete on fields that look as good as they play. Get a free quote today by visiting gofieldops.com/north-texas.
Getting ready for the bottom of the first inning. If you like pitching, this might be the game for you. As Danny Bustamante, the reigning district player of the year, gets ready to take the mound for the Arlington Colts here. Let's take a look at the Arlington defensive alignment backing him up. Noah Cifuentes is at first base. Simon Hercules is at second. A.B. Alvarado is at third. Colin Murphy gets the start in short. Jacob Frias is out in left. Gannon Howard's in center. Payne Kernal is in right. And Danny Bustamante's battery mate is Axel Alvarado. Axel catching for Danny Bustamante. For the Martin Warriors, leading off and playing second base, Devin Luna. Batting second and playing center field, Parker Hobson. Jacoby Hazen will bat third, and he'll be followed by Damian Openshaw batting cleanup. Vaca will bat for himself in the fifth spot. Royce Rondon in left field will bat sixth. He'll be followed by the right fielder, Aaron Powers. Cooper Albart will bat eighth and catch, and he'll be followed by the first baseman, Landon Perez. That is batting order for Martin Warriors here tonight.
And Moose is going to have his hands full. Obviously, Martin's got a good batting lineup this year versus Bowie in the game I saw against them. They kind of started off cold at the plate. The bats did for Martin, but as the game picked up, they were able to get to Vega throughout the day.
First pitch to Luna is a ball.
So Booster can find a way to stay ahead of these batters here and try to make them beat it into the dirt. You might have a good chance up there on the mound.
That one will get fouled into the backstop here to bring the count to a ball and a strike. Ball strike, clips the corner, and Busta working ahead in the count. It's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Devin Luna is down on strike. First one of the night for Bustamante.
Yeah, good first batter to face Bustamante. Devin Luna's got a good bat, but Bustamante went after him there, especially when he got the 1-2. He knew that he had something behind it, and he got that strikeout to start the game for the Colts.
Chipped into the glove for a swinging strike one to start the at-bat for Parker Hobson.
And I believe we have Yadi Pagan's favorite umpire out there tonight. He has the slower release on the strike calls, but he is very accurate the way he gets behind the catcher for the balls and strikes.
Tie for ball one. For this one here, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We had an umpire during the Arlington Grand Prairie game that was also very slow on the draw. And at one point, it actually allowed a couple of Grand Prairie players to steal a base because they didn't know whether it was ball 4 or strike 3. But it's ball and 2 strikes here to Parker Hobson. Busta, a right-handed pitcher as well, turns and delivers a slider that is check swung. Does not go around.
The 1-2 head count here, if you're Busta, with the 2-2 count here for Bustamante, you're going to kind of attack Hobson the same way you did Luna. Rear back and get something over the plate for strike 3.
And he thought that was strike 3. He was ready to walk off the mound and let Axel toss it around the infield. And instead, the count runs full.
That's exactly what he needed there. He reared back. It looked like a good pitch from up here, but again, we're not down there behind the plate.
We're not behind the plate. Payoff pitch, called, strike 3.
And there's that slow draw by the ump. Hobson was already halfway to first. Bat was flipped. He was 10 feet from tagging the bag. Umpire got the strikeout. 2 strikeouts already for Bustamante. As the third base coach here, Martin is going to have a couple words with the umpire there after that call, strike 3.
Well, I think the fan base also got a little rambunctious because one of the baseline coaches came up and tried to put the slashing neck motion to the fan base. So now Coach Waller is going to have to come down to the student section along the first baseline and say a couple of words before he goes back up along third base. It's a rivalry night, and there's a pretty strong contingent of Martin faithful that are in the stands here.
It's a teaching moment there for Coach Waller to go kind of spend and the kids in the stands. Like you said, rivalry night. And it's a big night between these two teams that are both looking to be in the playoffs next week. So it's a lot of players here, a lot of fans here came out for the honoring of Coach Culbertson. It's just a very, very packed crowd, and everybody's got the energy up.
That's what you want. You want an energetic rivalry night, and that's what we get here as it's a high ball 1 to Jacoby Hazen. Going to foul this one out of play to make it a ball and a strike.
That one's out of play, and I hear the alarm.
And they've got sound effects. Of course they do. If it hits your car, I know an insurance service that can help you. 1 ball, 1 strike here, as this one's going to get fouled behind the first base dugout and hopefully caught by one of the fans that are in attendance there.
One of the kids out there on the side of the bleachers caught it underhanded too. Beautiful catch out. Put him out in right field.
Maybe a future varsity Warrior there, as this is a 1-2 that's right back up the middle. Hercules is going to have to play it in the dirt, and the throw to first is in time. So Hercules being DH'd for, but able to make the defensive play when he's needed. And it's a 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts for Bustamante. We're through 1 complete here at Culbertson Field. Scoreless between the Colts and the Warriors. Back after this here on the Zap Network. John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades. And they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
And we're back here to newly named Curt Culbertson
There you go.
Field.
See, I'm not the only one.
Campus of Martin High School. And this is the top of the second inning. Fans, our second inning is presented to you by Pipe and Peak Plumbing. Call Caleb Renfro if you need a cast iron replacement specialist at 817-807-7069. He's been serving the Arlington area for over 16 years. They are our second inning sponsors. Top of the second, it'll be the 6, 7, 8 batters for the Arlington Colts. Corbin Kuros is going to start off the inning as he looks at a pitch outside from Ian Vaca behind Kuros, who's DH in the night. Danny Bustamante, the pitcher, and then Noah Cifuentes on batting third. He is your first baseman tonight for the Colts. Kuros is already looking at a quick 1-0 count. He 1-0 inside over the plate to Kuros for a 1-1.
Yeah, Corbin and Payne Kernal, the two young men on this Arlington roster that have sent the ball out of the yard this season.
As that ball is going to be hit, fielded by Openshaw at short, over the first, and just in time.
Just barely got it.
Just barely got it. Same thing back on the second 6-3 that we've seen of the night. It looks like Openshaw's having a hard time with his footing out there at short, and that one he almost missed getting Kuros out at first, but they get the call in time as Bustamante is going to come up to bat for his first plate appearance in a pitcher-on-pitcher showdown.
So, according to our sources, the umps gave an official warning to Martin during the past half inning because of the crowd chatter that was taking place. That does affect the outcome of the game later on as Busta takes a look at a strike here. If a second one gets issued, that could be trouble.
As that ball is going to be trouble, but it's going to run foul past the third baseman. So it's a quick 0-2 to Bustamante. Hazen gave good chase over at third. Quick 0-2 to Bustamante here with one away in the top of the second. Crowd chatter is still picked up here at Martin High School. Big, lively crowd. 0-2 from Vaca. Outside, that's going to miss 1 and 2. Monte, he's not just a pitcher. He's very good at the plate. Good eye that he has up there. He doesn't chase after that 0-2 high. So 1-2 count to Bustamante in the pitcher-pitcher matchup. That ball is hit right past Hazen, but it's going to go foul. That was
about a foot or two to the left, but not by much.
Because Hazen, he didn't react fast enough for that ball, but it was just missed from going down the left field line for a double for sure for Bustamante. But we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Big gap behind Vaca between short and second if Bustamante can get a hold of one. 1-2. That ball swung on. He got a hold of it the other direction into the parking lot.
One moment he's early, the next moment he's late. And what that's indicating to me is that Vaca is doing a real good job of alternating the speed of his pitches because Busta isn't quite able to time it and square up at the same time.
1-2 from Vaca. He is able to get around down there. Busta is. Hit it over to Openshaw. And that throw is going to be in time to get Bustamante out. Third 6-3 of the night already for Openshaw at second and 2 away here in the top of the second.
He's been busy, that's for sure.
And as you were saying, Zach, the changing of speed, something that Vaca is very good at doing. We saw that versus Bowie. Had the hitters for the Volunteers confused most of the game when it came to changing of the speeds. He had a chance to go the whole distance, but didn't get to follow through after Bowie ended up scoring a late 1 run in their 5-1 win a few weeks ago at the ballpark at Bowie. As Cifuentes looks at a ball outside, ball 1.
You know, Judd, I owe Noah an apology because I said that Quiros and Kernal were the only ones who have sent the ball outside of the yard. Cifuentes actually did it against Lamar just a couple of weeks ago.
As the 1-0 outside, 2-0. I believe Noah accepts your apology. He's one of my favorite players on this Colts team, Cifuentes is. He had a lot of pop, especially the games we saw during tournament play of his. He had a lot of pop in the bat, just wasn't able to get in the gap. But you got a chance to call his home run. As the 2-0 misses, 3-0.
Good patience up there by Cifuentes with 2 outs. his bat was on the shoulder the whole time.
Looking at the 3-0s, now 3-1. The fans here chant Torta. That's the Fuentes. They've already been warned once. They better be careful. The 3-1 from Vaca. Swung on and missed by Fuentes. Full count.
That was a home run swing. Just it bottomed out from underneath him.
It's 310 down the left field line, 360 to left center, 380 straight away center. So Fuentes has the power. I've seen a lot of pop in his bat. See if we can get a hold of one here on the 3-2. And he gets a hold on this one, but it's hit to Openshaw. Who's going to field it over to first? The inning's going to be 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. Going into the bottom of the second, it is 0-0. And we'll be right back on the other side of this break with more Colt baseball presented to you by John Wade Roofing right after this.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the Zap Network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpas to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions, with locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
As we're back here, bottom of the second inning, we go. The Martin Warriors are going to bring up the 4, 5, 6 batters. Damian Openshaw, Ian Vaca, the pitcher, and then Horace Rendon, 4, 5, and 6 for the Martin Warriors. As Bustamonte's back on the mound for another inning of work. Got 2 strikeouts in the top of the first of Martin Warriors. Came close to getting the third one, but it was foiled by a 4-3 ground out to Jacoby Heisen. Jacoby Hazen. I apologize. As Openshaw, the shortstop, is going to step up to the batter's box for his first plate appearance versus Bustamante. College commit stepping back onto the mound here. And we're ready for the bottom of the second to start.
We mentioned during the previous inning,
as that ball's going to be hit out towards left field. Good chase, but it's going to fall into the glove of the left fielder for the Colts. Jacob Frias for out number 1. First pitch swinging there, Openshaw is.
I was about to say, we pitched the idea of this being a defensive battle, a pitching battle, and so far, aside from a walk and a single, there has not been all that much activity at the plate for either team. Still very early in this ball game, though.
The first pitch on this backup pitcher matchup. Second time we've seen this inning is Bustamante Vaca. And the first pitch from Bustamante to Vaca is inside, ball 1. 1-1 high check swing there by Vaca, but he doesn't go around. It's more of a protective swing there. 2-0 count. Busta, the 2-0 is going to be hit right back to Busta from Vaca, and he's going to just soft it over there to Cifuentes for out number 2. 1-3, good out.
I like the hustle there by Vaca. He knew that it was going right back up the middle. He knew that it was probably going to end up in Bustamonte's glove, but he still charged up the baseline just to try his luck and see what could happen. But the fundamentals go the way of the Colts, and it's 2 up, 2 down for Horace Rondon.
Rondon's going to step into the batter's box. Righty-righty matchup here. Check swing. Nope, it's going to stay in play to Alvarado, who gets it over to Cifuentes for first pitch swinging out there. 1-2-3 up for the 1-2-3 up, 3 up, 3 down for the Warriors.
There you go.
To the top of the third, the Colts and Warriors still deadlocked at 0. We'll be right back with more Colt baseball right after this.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Field Ops North Texas is the trusted name in athletic field marketing for schools, teams, leagues, and tournaments. They even do commercial landscaping. The better question is, what can't they do? With fast turnaround times and proven expertise, they make sure your grounds look unbeatable every time. Call 817-908-2194 to find out more.
Back here to the top of the third inning. And fans, let us tell you about our third inning sponsors. They are Field Ops. They do more than just field markings. They also do commercial landscaping. So find out all John Kling can do by calling 817-908-2194. Field Ops, sponsoring all third innings of Zach Arnold Productions this season. If you want to feel forever young, or make sure your garden feels forever young, call John Kling at Field Ops. There you go. That's how you tie in the music into
Our
it. Zach.
DJ doing a great job tonight. We heard Hound Dog by Elvis Presley earlier. Now you get Forever Young. Who knows what'll be next?
As we know who will be next. Frias, the number 9 batter for the Colts. Behind Frias will be the 1 and 2 batters, Murphy and Howard. So 9-1-2 for the Colts in the top of the third inning, not on the top of the third inning.
You can words.
I can put words together. I was once a scholar of humane letters.
You were a communications major.
I was a master of humane letters once before, but that was a long time ago. As Frias, the lefty, is going to step into the batter's box to take on Vaca. First pitch is going to run outside, ball 1.
It's a great testament of the school that you and I both attended when we trip over our own words on a broadcast. We'll just blame Lance.
As the 1-0 is over the plate, 1-1. A school also that Curt Culbertson went to, UT Arlington.
He did.
Right around the corner from us. Maybe not around the corner, but
down the street.
Somewhere down Park Road.
Up the hill.
As that ball is hit foul into the dugout of the Warriors, 1-2. Frias had a big swing on that one. It tried to take a few Warriors out with it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looking for some paperwork here.
You didn't have to announce that.
I'm the secretary of everything. The 1-2. That is strike 3 called to Frias. First strikeout on the night for Vaca. 1 away, top of the third inning. Frias looked at that pitch go by for strike 3.
And I didn't have enough time to grab the paperwork to tell you all that his favorite food is sushi. Back to the top of the order now with Murph.
As Murphy swings and misses strike 1 on an outside breaking pitch there from Vaca. Murphy grounded out 6-3 to start the game off for the Colts. Wichita's had a lot of work tonight over at short. 4 6-3 groundouts. That's the 0-1. Runs inside. 1-1. Looks like it wanted to break at the last minute back over the plate, but doesn't break fully. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Murphy swings. That ball's going to be hit towards the third baseman, who's going to get it over in time to first for the 5-3 putout. 2 away.
Arlington's been sending it to that left-hand side more often than not. You mentioned those 4 6-3 putouts. That's now a 5-3 as Hazen gets it over to Perez. And there's 2 away for Gannon Howard.
Just wanted to make sure the infield got a little work going as Hazen had his first chance to get a putout. Gannon Howard went out on the rare 3-1 putout back in the first. A lot of numbers everywhere. Shortstop and second haven't seen much work. Second hasn't seen much work though for the Warriors. As the first pitch misses outside, ball 1. That's a late call there by the reaction of the umpire, but score shows. The scoreboard up here shows 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0. Gets away from Vaca that time. 2-0. So 2-0 counts again, and Howard with 2 away in the top of the third inning. Center outfielder who's normally leading off, batting second tonight. As that one's going to stay foul, going to be hit foul, but stay in the ballpark, and it is going to be out. Out number 3. Good job by Perez at first base to track that ball out of play. That's going to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Colts going to the bottom of the third, still deadlocked at 0. We're right back on the other side of this break. More Colt baseball after this.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Looking for a plumber you can rely on? Pipe & Peak handles all your residential plumbing needs. From tunneling and slab leaks to camera inspection and sewer repair, and even cast iron replacement. They offer competitive pricing and now offer financing to make repairs easier to manage. Family owned and trusted for over 16 years, they treat every home like their own. Call 817-807-7069 to get your free quote and get your plumbing handled right.
Back here at the home of the Warriors, the newly christened Curt Culbertson Field. And we have an anecdote that was sent to us from former Bowie coach and current AD for Pantego Christian Jeff Kemp. After a practice over at Bowie, Curt was admiring the field from his truck in the parking lot and forgot that his foot was on the gas. He ended up hitting a light pole in the parking lot and totaled his freshly cleaned truck. The light pole is still standing, but the truck is not. This is one of the many memories that we get to have of Coach Culbertson as we honor his legacy in Arlington ISD here tonight.
And we're in a room that has Culbertson written all over it, Coach Culbertson. A lot of pictures here, former teams for the Martin Warriors. The one that sticks out is the 2015 team, state finalist, the Martin Warrior team. Kind of sticks out amongst the 2009 to 2020 group on this wall here upstairs at Martin High School in the press box. As the 7-8-9 batters for the Warriors are going to come up to bat, Garen Powers, Cooper Albert, and Landon Perez. 7-8-9 for the Warriors. As Powers, first pitch to Powers hit foul, out of play, strike one. As PA man here yells heads up to somebody out in the crowd.
You've always got to keep your head on a swivel at a baseball game as a strike gets called here from Bustamante. I mean, even us up here in the press box, we're not immune. There is a gap between the top of the net and our opening here.
And there's a gap there underneath that swing of Powers as Bustamante is going to get his third strikeout of the night. Powers goes down swinging. Cooper Albert, the catcher, is going to take his first crack at Bustamante, who is reeling so far. 3 strikeouts on the night already.
3 strikeouts in 7 batters faced. That's a pretty decent ratio so far.
As the first pitch is swung on and missed. Big swing there by Albert. Comes up empty. Strike one. Busta already has a perfect game this season that he got back at Haltom Field.
I found out, or actually you found out from the SGP coaches on Tuesday that they had a pitcher that threw a perfect game. So unfortunately, the young Haltom Buffaloes have been the victims of a couple of perfect games this season from a couple of different opponents. That's not to diminish, the Buffaloes are not to diminish what Bustamante was able to achieve. It's still a very, very great achievement at the high school varsity level.
As Albert's gonna hit that ball foul out to the parking lot. A few cars in that area where it landed.
You just have to wonder how often it is that a team has a perfect game issued against them twice in the same season. That is just extremely unfortunate.
As time is called at the plate, I had a chance to speak with Coach Howard during the Bowie Haltom series, and he was very optimistic going into next season. He had 8 or 9 players returning as Albart's not going to return there on the call strike 3 that ran inside. 4th strikeout for Bustamante on the night. Yeah, Albart's going to be sit down, not returning to the plate for a little while there. 2 away in the bottom of the 3rd. And Landon Perez, the first baseman, who got the out, who ended the Colts' top half of the 3rd with a good play out in foul territory. He's going to get his first plate appearance against Bustamante. And Zach, I had a chance to speak with Coach Howard before the game at Haltom between the Buffaloes and the Volunteers, and 8 of 9 returning players will be back next year for the Buffaloes.
That's
so he
great.
has a lot of optimism. He knew he had a lot of young arms this season that weren't there last year, so he's looking for upward momentum going into a new district next year.
I was about to say, it's a new district for them. It'll be against the Grand Prairie schools, so they'll have a little bit of familiarity, but then you're also going to get Bell, you're going to get Trinity, and you're going to get Irving ISD. So a lot of fresh competition over there for the Buffaloes, and some fresh competition for these 2 teams here in Arlington ISD. They'll be switching to a district that includes the Granbury Pirates, the Aledo Bearcats, and the Weatherford Roos at the conclusion of this season.
As Perez swings and misses on a 1-1 outside, 1-2. A lot of driving for us next season, football and baseball.
We're going to have to account for the commute and the drive time. Fortunately for us, we got to play Weatherford and Aledo during tournament play, so we know what the setups are going to look like at those ballparks now.
I was looking for a setup here. The 1-2. Check swing, and he doesn't go around. 2-2. That ball is low and in the dirt either way. Perez pull the count back even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cameron loves to hear you say, deuces wild.
The deuces are wild. Yeah, you and Cameron will be on the call for the season finale for the Volunteers tomorrow night.
As the 2-2. And he's going to strike him out. Strike out the side for Bustamante. 5 strikeouts through 9 batters. You want to take that anywhere. Going to the top of the 4th. Still knotted up at 0 between the Colts and the Warriors. We'll be back for the 4th inning after this.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
Going to the top of the 4th inning, let us tell you about our 4th inning sponsors. They are Trinity Logistics Services. Don't let hauling be a hassle. Trinity has the dumpsters that fit any size project, and they drop off and pick up, so you can focus on cleaning up your house or business for a win. Call Chet Soto at 817-693-1302 for more information. Trinity Logistics Services, proud sponsors of ZAP's 4th inning.
Yeah, that Soto family received some very unfortunate news a few weeks ago, and we have found out that Sam Soto has been recently diagnosed with cancer. The GoFundMe is public on various Arlington High social pages. If you are so inclined, please consider giving to a very worthy cause, as that young man fights one of the best fights you could possibly have. Sam, we're rooting for you. We love you. And we are Sam Strong with you.
Axel Alvarado, who's 1 for 1 on the night, is going to come up looking for his 2nd hit. He already has a single that he got back in the 1st. The first pitch to Axel, it's outside, ball 1.
And the center fielder, Hobson, is playing shading towards left field and also playing very shallow.
As that ball's going to be hit right back to the second baseman for out number 1. First play of the night for the second baseman, Luna, and he gets his first 4-3. That comes against Axel Alvarado.
He made a play on the ball that went his direction when Gannon Howard sent it to that right-hand side, but it ended up going into the glove of Perez. But yeah, that's the first time he's made the play himself, and only the second time that he's really had to do very much defensively so far.
As we go from Axel to Abe, batting in the cleanup spot. He walked his first time up back in the 1st inning.
As you can see from the 2 flags out in center field, it is a breezy night tonight here at the home of the Warriors.
As the first pitch, breaking ball, finds his own ball, strike one. And the positive for Abe tonight, Cameron's not on the call with me. We had a few games a few weeks ago versus for Abe. Got hit 2 times that game. We had a streak during the Birdville series where he got hit every game during the Birdville tournament. So, positive is Abe's not going to go home bruised.
He's not at risk of a bruise because Cameron's not on the call tonight.
As,
Yeah, because it's Cameron's fault. It's the unfortunate combination of you and Cameron on the headset.
As the 1-1's going to get away from Luna. 2-1.
We are not superstitious here on the Zap Network, but perhaps we are a little stitious.
I am a little bit superstitious. Cameron and me were on the call for Bowie and Haltom a few weeks ago in a game that saw 11 hit by pitches from Buffalo pitchers alone. Buffaloes were roaming wild that day. 1-1. Oh, the 2-1 misses outside. 3-1 to Abe.
It's a hitter's count to the young man who walked his last time up, looking for potentially another ball 4 here. He has sent it over the wall before, but not this season. He had a couple last year, though.
As Luna looks, the 3-1. That is ball 4 outside. Abe, second walk of the night. As Vaca surrenders his second walk, both to Abe, and now Payne Cornell flew out to center field, shallow center field to end the top of the first. And his second plate appearance versus Vaca, trying to get Abe moved over.
It's a very fast-moving, low-scoring defensive battle, as we've only been playing for about 43 minutes, and we're already in the 4th inning.
I believe, Zach, the last time you and me together, we called a game in an hour and a half. In Bowie Lamar, as that
Bowie
pitch
Lamar game was under 2 hours, you're right.
That pitch is inside, over the plate. Strike one. 0-1 count to Cornell. You got to see him hit a home run a few weeks ago versus Lamar at Lamar High School. 0-1. He drops down a bunt. It's going to be bunted foul.
Tried to catch the defense off guard there, which was probably a good call. Kobe Hazen was not ready for it and really had to stumble and stutter his way up the baseline. If Cornell was able to land that, he might have successfully gotten aboard.
Abe with a good lead at first, but Perez is holding the bag. Vaca checks over at Abe at first. The 0-2. That is outside, ball 1. Corbin Quiroz is on deck to DH. Crowd here tonight. A lot of people.
It's a very good crowd.
A lot of people stayed.
Considering how many times this game was postponed, people still showed up here tonight.
These two teams will play tomorrow at Colt Field. As that ball's gonna be hit, foul down the left field line.
Barehanded by Coach Womack up the third baseline there.
Coach Womack showing his baseball skills. He used to tell us back in the day he was a teammate of Hunter Pence's. That was the thing he told us back when I was a student at Arlington High. Hunter Pence went on to a great MLB career. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cornell. Swung on over the head of the second baseman, Luna. That's going to get out to the outfield. Abe's around the second, going to third, and he is going to get in safely as the ball's going to be thrown over the head of Openshaw, the cutoff man. So runners on the corners, we're 1 away. So second hit of the night for the Colts. They have a runner in scoring position now.
With just 1 out. Best opportunity to manufacture a run for anybody all night. This is the furthest a base runner has gotten for either team, as Abe Alvarado looking to crack open the scorebook here, 90 feet away. And this is a good time to mention that there's probably a solid 20 feet to the backstop here. If this gets past the catcher Albart, we'll see if AB tries to make his way home.
Quiroz is going to step in. Like you said, AB is at third. For now, at first. Quiroz grounded out 6-3 back in the second inning. Looking to get something going as a throw over back in time. Pressure is mounting.
That's a really interesting decision, because if that gets past the first baseman Perez, that could also score a run. So you're trying to see if you can manufacture an out, but if that throw is off by just the slimmest margins, it breaks the scoreless tie.
The first pitch swung on and missed outside. Quiroz chased a pitch that was high at the number.
And he's nodding too. He knows what kind of pitch that was, and he knows that he probably could have had that.
0-1 Kiros, the DH. Behind him, Bustamante in the on-deck circle. Busta wants to help his cause if Kiros isn't able to bring in Abe. Now, it looks like he's going to take off for second. He is going to be back at first. He wanted to run.
He's got some happy feet, and Coach Womack is claiming that Vaca bumped his elbow an extra time, and that should have counted as a balk, but the field umpire is going to say, no, that's not what happened. But the happy feet may be messing with Vaca's attention a little bit. We'll see what happens here.
As he threw that 0-1 in the dirt, so now it's 1-1. 1-1. Hit back to Vaca, back at the mound. Out at second. Abe's going home, and he is going to be thrown out at the plate. He tried to get the run in instead of giving up the double play, but it's going to end up being a double play either way. So we're going into the 4th inning stretch, and the Colts strand the best chance they've had all night to bring in a run.
Jeez. Crazy, crazy bang, bang play. As we see how these final innings unfold, Modern West invites you to see the difference new windows can make in your home. Visit modernwestwindows.com to learn more about the sponsors of the ZAP 4th inning stretch. We'll be back after this.
When your high school field needs to look game ready, trust John Kling and the pros at Field Ops North Texas. This veteran-owned team delivers fast turnaround and long-lasting field striping for football, soccer, lacrosse, and more, using professional-grade paint and equipment. Field Ops proudly serves schools and communities across North Texas, helping student-athletes compete on fields that look as good as they play. Get a free quote today by visiting gofieldops.com/north-texas.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
It may be the bottom of the 4th, but it is the top of the Martin lineup after Bustamante has gone 3 consecutive innings of 3 up, 3 downs with a total of 5 strikeouts. We'll see what we can do the second time around now that Martin has seen his stuff once through. Jot, you went back and looked at the stream. That was a very crazy inning-ending double play, and the defense continues to shine tonight.
Yeah, that was a great ending. That was a great ending double play by Vaca on the mound. Too many tongue twisters tonight, Zach. Too many tongue twisters, all right? It was a 1-6-2 double play. You don't see a lot of those. Vaca, the ball was hit right back to him. He turned to fire. Openshaw and Luna basically ran into each other at second base. Openshaw got there first in the foot race. As AB saw he had the chance to come in, he tried to prevent this double play going from 1-6-3, thinking he can get in before the tag. He ends up getting gunned down at home to end the inning on the 1-6-2 double play. So now it's the top of the order, and Devin Luna looks at a called strike over the plate. That's a lot of tongue twisters, Zach.
That's a lot going on, but the main important factor is that there's still not a run across in this ball game.
Fuentes just great chase, but get out of play either way.
That's a lot of closing speed for 2-6.
Fuentes light on his feet out there playing first base. Looks like a young me. No, it doesn't. I was never light on my feet. Fuentes will beat me in a foot race now or 15 years ago. Quick 0-2 to Devin Luna, who's leading off the inning. Behind him, Parker Hobson and Jacoby Hastings. As the 0-2 inside, Luna tried to grab at the shirt to say it hit him, but it didn't. 1-2.
I've always had the old adage, Jot, that if you see me running, you better run too, because something's chasing me.
1-2, that's gonna get fouled. If you see me running, that means that the CC's near me is closing, and I have to get there before my daughter panics.
Same, but with Raising Cane's. Although Cane's is open till like 1 or 2 most nights.
That ball's gonna be hit high out towards center field. Gannon Howard's giving chase. He's coming in, and it's gonna get in between. It's gonna drop in between Gannon Howard and the left fielder Cornell. And it's gonna be probably an E7, but they're gonna put Devin Luna on second either way. Out for lead off E7, Zach, because it was left fielder, center fielder called each other off and dropped in between them. Luna's now standing at second.
Yeah, that's playable. If you're a varsity outfielder, even if you have to give chase, you had plenty of time to converge on it, and it fell right in front of you. I am inclined to say that that is not a clean base hit. And Luna gets 2 bases on the fielding error, and there's nobody out. So now Martin with one of their best chances of the evening with the leadoff man in scoring position.
After that error out in left center field, Luna's at second. Hobson's at the plate as AB runs in thinking that the Warriors are going to try to bunt here. First base runner of the night for the Martin Warriors. Had 9 up, 9 down for Bustamante, but this is the second time around. Just like the Shalimar song. As Hobson's going to drop down the bunt, doesn't get contact with it.
No, they're going to stop play.
Okay.
I wonder why they stopped play like that. Was there contact?
That a time was called, possibly?
There's no count on the scoreboard yet.
You live in a land of confusion.
Well, now there's an 0-1. Okay, Genesis reference. I like it.
Glad you followed along. So I guess it is 0-1. I guess they called
Well,
that.
the scoreboard is showing 0-1, but I don't know if that necessarily means 0-1. I wonder if he called time. We'll have to wait and see.
As he's going to drop down a bunt this time. Booster's going to give chase, and it's going to be an F1. He throws back to second. Not in time. Good peer away there by the shortstop for the Colts, Murphy, to try to get that out. But he's going to go as an F1.
We've had some very uncharacteristic markings in our scorebook tonight. We had a 1-3 earlier, an F1, and then a 1-6-2 double play the last half inning. Yeah, that's a great thought by Murph to try to go back to second and see if they could get Luna being too far away.
0 for 1. He rounded out 4-3 back in the first. First pitch he sees is called strike on the outside part of the plate.
Technically, Jot, everybody in this lineup is 0 for 1.
Yeah, scoreboard reference.
0 for 1, 0 for 1, 0 for 1 on the night. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot from this Colt defense, but right now they're working with a man in scoring position, trying to get out of a mini jam here.
That ball's hit fouled back into the net. 0-2. Mini jam, just like opening a jar of grape Smuckers. Let's see if Bustamante can get out of this without a sandwich being made. There you go.
I'm gelling with that reference.
I'm getting kind of jelly that I'm hungry.
It's a bit of a sticky situation here.
There we go. See, we can make food. See, not all commentators aren't masters of humane letters. Hazen's got an 0-2 count, 1 away. Luna's at second. Kornheiser reference for PTI fans out there. As the 0-2 high at the letters, 1-2. Warrior fans here are getting loud and rowdy, the student section is.
They have not sat down since the game started. Credit to them. That is school spirit.
That and credit to them for being young. We are old. We have to sit down. 1-2.
Ooh.
Inside. Doesn't break all the way. 2-2.
It's a good breaking pitch, though. If it just breaks a few more inches inside, he's getting another backwards K.
5 Ks on the night for Bustamante, looking for 6. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Luna at second. First base runner on the night for the Warriors. As Busta's going to step off, throw over the short, not in time. Luna back in time safely.
A little bit of gamesmanship there to let Luna know that he sees him.
Two pitch incoming. That ball's going to be hit over to second. Second baseman's going to scoop it up, get it to Fuentes for out number 2, but Luna's going to get over to third safely. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Good play by Simon Hercules.
Yeah, that'll take us to Openshaw, who flew out to left field on some solid contact, but with 2 outs, a flyout does not score that runner from third. But with Arlington putting a man at third in the last inning, Martin putting a runner at third in this inning, They are both inching closer to breaking that scoreless tie.
First pitch to open saw. That ball's going to get away from Alvarado. And the run is going to come in to score. And that's going to be the first run on the scoreboard on a wild pitch from Bustamante that got over the head of Alvarado. 1-0 Warriors. So Luna, who got on because of the error, is going to score thanks to the wild pitch, pass ball, depending on which way you want to score.
It went off of his glove, but it was very, very high. It could be credited either way, but whether it's a WP or a PB on the score sheet, most important is what's on the scoreboard, which is a 1.
That's going to be the first one. Strike one here. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 run. It already came across the score of this inning for the Warriors. And 1-0 lead over the Colts. As 1-1 hit foul. 1 and 2. Flew out to the left field to start the second. Was a man at the plate. Run came and scored. Pass ball. 1 ball, 2 strike count, 2-way here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 1-2 for Bustamante. That ball is hit out towards right field. It's going to be into the glove of the right fielder, and that is going to be out number 3. Well, 1 run comes across the score for the Warriors. 1-0 going to the top of the 5th. We'll be right back with more Colt baseball after this, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the Zap Network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com. Whenever a plumbing problem hits your home, experience matters. Pipe & Peak is a family-owned residential plumbing company with 16 years of experience that you can trust. They handle everything from yard leaks and slab leaks to tunnel work, and they're specialists in replacing old cast iron pipe. No job is too big or too small, and their pricing stays competitive. If you're seeing signs of aging pipes, now's the time to act. Send an email to Caleb Renfro to see how Pipe & Peak can help your home.
The goose eggs on the board have been broken up as Martin scores a unearned run in the bottom of the 4th. We're headed to the top of the 5th here at Culbertson Field. Alongside Jot Holly, I'm Zach Arnold bringing you this District 8-6A game. It's rivalry week as the Colts and the Warriors look to finish out their district slate. They're playing tonight after a couple of days of postponement due to weather and field conditions. And they'll be back at Arlington High's Colt Field tomorrow night. I'll be on the call for that one again. And my mom, Patsy, will be joining me on the broadcast. Jot, you'll be over at the ballpark at Bowie, sharing a booth with the guy to my right, Yadi Pagan. He'll be on the PA mic. You'll be on the broadcast mic to showcase the home/season finale of the Bowie Volunteers. First pitch is a called strike 1 in the pitcher versus pitcher rematch. Bustamante grounded out to Openshaw in his last plate appearance.
Shout out to your mom, Patsy. She was in the chat. I'll let you know that Deuces Wild is her favorite call.
Low and away for a ball here.
Make sure you like and subscribe to channel 2. We're on the way to 1,000. We hope to be there by the end of baseball season. If not, we'll be there right when football season starts. Zach?
Creeping in on that 950 mark right now. We've gained 100 over the course of this season as Busta takes a look at a ball. So we appreciate everybody that has joined us thus far. If you subscribe to the channel and then wait a brief 10 minutes, you can join the chat here on YouTube as well. Let us know who you're cheering for tonight, and we'll try to give you a shout out on the broadcast. Busta puts this one up in the air about 5 stories, but only about 20 feet up the baseline. It'll be caught in foul territory by the third baseman, Hazen, and it'll be an FO5 for Bustamante to start the inning.
One thing that I've noticed the difference on between Vaca and Bustamante, Bustamante's pitching for strikeouts. He has 5 strikeouts of the Warriors. They're swinging at a lot of pitches. Vaca, on the other hand, is getting a lot of balls hit out into foul territory. He's getting a lot of balls hit onto the dirt, onto the ground. Multiple 6-3s and 5-3s. The Colts have 2 hits, but they haven't been able to do anything with that.
First pitch to Cifuentes, tails away for ball number 1.
He's making the Colts beat it into the dirt.
Chopper to third. Hazen will play it on the hop. Throws it across the diamond. It's in the dirt, but also into the glove of Perez for out number 2. Safe. 5-3 after a foul out to 5. And again, position 5 and position 6, the most active this evening for the Martin defense. And so far, neither of them have committed an error. And their fundamentals are what's helping keep them in front right now.
10 ground balls tonight the Colts have hit into.
Frias coming to the plate with 2 outs. During tournament play, he was able to send one to the right center field gap that went for a triple. Favorite movie is The Wolf of Wall Street. Man of taste. Called strike 1 here. Bring the count to 1-1. That one's going to get away from the catcher Albart for ball 2. Nobody's aboard though. Bats left but throws right does the junior. He's listed as an infielder but has been getting some playing time in the outfield. We need to update his player card to just show him as a utility player. 2-1 is now 3-1 as Albart tried to frame that one.
Vaca has already walked 2 Colts. 2 same Colts were Abe Alvarado. But there are 2 walks already tonight. See if Frias can hold off here and get walk number 3.
That one is going to be a foul ball. Took a minute for the home plate umpire to say that that was a foul as Vaca came charging off of the mound to try to make a play on it. It'll just be strike number 2, and it's a full count here to Frias. Yeah, just 1 strikeout on the evening for Vaca. Everything else has either been a walk or a single or a ground out or a double play. Pitching to contact tonight, but so far it's working for him. Payoff pitch on the way. He's going to rope that one down the right field line. That's a fair ball. All the way to the wall. Frias heading for second. He's not satisfied with that. He thought about it, but he'll settle for a double.
Good hit there by Frias. Drove it down the right field line. It didn't make it the full 310 out of play, but it rolled all the way to the far right-hand corner there. I thought Coach Womack would have brought him around for third, but the outfielder out in right field for the Warriors had a hard time picking that ball up. Powers wasn't able to get a hold of it. It was just out there in that corner. That was like a little flood area with the gaps in the fence. Powers had a hard time scooping it. I thought Frias for sure would have got a try for a triple.
He's got the wheels for it, but Coach Womack satisfied with the 2-out double to take us to the top of the order with Colin Murphy, 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts tonight. But Arlington just needs a base hit to the outfield to tie this game up. They're going to call strike 1 as that one is corralled in the lower corner by Albart, but it must have crossed the plate first. And it's 0-1. Arlington faithful clapping a little bit along that third baseline as the 0-1 out of the stretch. Crosses the plate on the inside. And Murph going to have to defend the plate now, 0-2.
And Murph has to defend the plate here. He has a lot of space in between first and second. If he can push one, pop the hands out there.
Just poke it.
Get it past Vaca on the mound. Just push your hands out there and try to beat it right between first and second. You're bringing a run for sure.
0-2. Check swing, it's in the dirt. It stays in front of Albart. So Frias will stay put at second base. And it'll be a ball and 2 strikes as Vaca asks for a new ball. Tense moments here late in this ball game. Top of the 5th, Martin clinging to a 1-0 advantage.
As you mentioned, Zach, Arlington Faithful right around the corner from us. Arlington Faithful cheering on the Rangers. We just took a 2-0 lead over the Pirates at Globe Life.
It's also MLB, it's also NFL draft night, if I'm not mistaken.
Cowboys are on the clock.
They're always on the clock. They keep hoping for something to change, and it very rarely does. Vaca is able to get Murphy chasing, and that will end the Arlington threat. His second K of the night will send the Colts to the dugout. Bottom of the 5th here at Martin High School when we come back with more District 86A on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Welcome back to the home of the Warriors, Curt Culbertson Field, newly christened here at Martin High School. Played for Arlington High, coached at Arlington Bowie, a legacy at Arlington Martin. And that legacy will endure forevermore after the passing of the proposition to change the ball field in his honor. Fitting that it would happen on the night when the team that he played for is playing against the team that he coached for. They made sure to wait for a very special night, and it is a very special night. It's a good night for baseball. The cloud cover is headed away from us. Gentle breeze blowing in from right field. And pitcher versus pitcher to start off the bottom of the 5th inning as Busta delivers ball number 1 to Ian Vaca. That off speeder drops into the zone for a called strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff man here in the 5th inning. 5 spot in the order. As he can't connect on that one, it gets chipped into the glove for strike 2. As expected, Fernando Mendoza picked number 1 overall in the NFL draft. Congratulations to that young man. As that is the 6th overall strikeout for Bustamante as he sends Vaca back to the dugout.
It's good plate appearance there against Vaca for Bustamante. Good job trying to go after the pitcher there. Kind of shut down. You had a good inning last inning, but that wild pitch after the error is what got the Warriors on the board. Good job to kind of go out there and show that it didn't bother you too much.
First pitch will be a called strike on the outside corner here to the left fielder, Rondon.
Zach, speaking of the neighbors to the Rangers who we mentioned earlier, the Cowboys got their first pick in the first round. They traded up to take Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State, a player I've seen a few times as a Michigan Wolverines fan.
Chopper up the third baseline, 1 hop, and a dart to first in time for out number 2.
Good job by Alvarado over there at third. Made sure that Rondon was not going to be able to beat out that throw. Put everything he had into it to get the sure out number 2.
So that'll take us to Garen Powers, the right fielder who had to make the play on that hard hit ball by Jacob Frias in the last inning. Was able to get it back in time in order to keep it at 2 bases. He'll square up for a bunt here, and it's a good one. Bustamante has to play it. He'll throw it down to Cifuentes in time for out number 3. Tried to catch the defense napping and could not. And it's a much-needed 1-2-3 inning for the Colt defense. They're running out of innings, though. We're headed to the 6th. Martin's ahead by 1. Back after this here on the Zap Network, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Field Ops North Texas is the trusted name in athletic field marketing for schools, teams, leagues, and tournaments. They even do commercial landscaping. The better question is, what can't they do? With fast turnaround times and proven expertise, they make sure your grounds look unbeatable every time. Call 817-908-2194 to find out more. Looking for a plumber you can rely on? Pipe & Peak handles all your residential plumbing needs. From tunneling and slab leaks to camera inspection and sewer repair, and even cast iron replacement. They offer competitive pricing and now offer financing to make repairs easier to manage. Family owned and trusted for over 16 years, they treat every home like their own. Call 817-807-7069 to get your free quote and get your plumbing handled right.
We're back. To the 6th inning we go here on the Zap Network. To my left, Jot Holly. To my right, our producer for the night, our impromptu producer for the night, Yadi Pagan. He came out thinking he was just going to hang out and watch some good baseball because he had nothing better to do, and then we ended up sticking him behind the computer so that you and I could call and stat the game. So thank you to him, and thank you to you, Jot, for being out here tonight. It's a lot more entertaining to be able to banter than to try to just call it myself. I've done that before when Bowie had to play a tournament game out at Cleburne, and it's just a lot easier to have help, and it's a lot more fun to be able to call the game with somebody.
Yeah, I called these Colts earlier during tournament season versus Birdville. Had 2 of those games, I believe, by myself, and you feel like you're just talking to yourself after a while. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. If you watch that movie and then call a baseball game alone, it gets to you.
This one does not get to the strike zone as Gannon Howard leads off the top of the 6th with ball number 1.
Also, my opinion, Jack Nicholson is the greatest actor of all time, but that's just, Alpha
Hey,
Buff's opinion here.
I mean, it's hard to dispute that when you take a look at The Shining, when you take a look at The Batman, and then One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I mean, that right there is a trifecta of just amazing cinema. 2-0 to Howard from Vaca as he takes a look at strike 1 at the knees. 2 balls and a strike now.
As the Colts are looking for 5 easy pieces here to try to get back into this game. So, Jack reference.
I suspected as much, but my repertoire only goes so far, unfortunately. Back up the middle. That should be a base hit. Tough play over to first is not going to be in time. It's actually going to carry him off of Gannon as he charges up the baseline. He is aboard with a leadoff infield single because it was technically fielded by the second baseman, Luna.
Yeah, that was an infield single.
That's an infield single to lead off the top of the 6th.
Luna had to make a big run over to his right and then throw back across his body to get Howard. Howard was already at first by the time that throw came out of the hand of Luna, and it could have been bad if Perez wasn't there to scoop it up because it seems like it almost hit Howard in the leg, but Perez missed the catch. It bounced out towards the bullpen, but Howard had already kind of came up behind it, so he wasn't able to make more out of just the infield single.
So the leadoff man aboard for Arlington here in the 6th inning. Bunt is squared up for and pulled back. Looks like it'll be ball 1 at the plate as Gannon Howard definitely has. No, that's going to be a called strike, they say. Scoreboard shows strike number 1.
Axel didn't pull the bunt back in time.
Which is weird to see Axel even attempting to bunt considering how hot his bat has been. Coach Womack electing to try small ball as he goes all the way around, and now he's caught, and he's underneath the tag. They'll give him a stolen base. I believe Openshaw may have dropped the ball during his sweeping tag attempt. It is strike 2 at the plate. It's an 0-2 count to Axel, but the leadoff man is in scoring position now.
That's an interesting approach. Like you said, Axel's not known for bunting. So to drop down the bunt on 0-1, thinking that the Warriors aren't going to expect it, and to having Howard take off running, it almost ended up bad for the Colts. But Openshaw, like you said, he dropped the ball on that throw. Great throw from the catcher Alborg, which should have gotten Howard, but it worked out in the Colts' favor.
The smallest of small ball, stolen bases, bunt attempts, infield singles, fielding errors, passed balls. This one's up in the air, headed for center. Hobson almost lost track of it, and instead he will make it. And they say he didn't tag up.
This is the second time this week I've seen that call by saying the base runner didn't tag up. This is the second time. First time with Jackson Turner and Bowie. You're watching it. You're watching the runner tag. Great play out there in center field. But if you're the runner, you have to pay attention to the tag. It looks like for us he had tagged up and waited.
It looked like he was waiting. From what we could see, it looked like he was waiting. But the call is going to be the call, and that's 2 outs instead of a runner at third. It's an F8-6 double play.
And it seems unlikely to see that 2 times in a week. I saw that on Monday, first inning on Tuesday, first inning between the Volunteers and the Warriors. And it was the exact same situation. Great play out in the outfield. Jackson Turner, who we thought had tagged up, had came in to score, but the umpire called him out because he never, I guess, tagged up all the way.
Or his foot was off, or he left early. Whatever the case, the bases are clear now for Abe Alvarado.
That hurts when you have a runner on second and it could have been 1 out. Instead, now you have nobody on with 2 outs.
And there's only 1 more inning after this. AB takes a look at ball number 3, yet to record an official at bat, as he has gotten 2 walks against Vaca so far tonight. Three-0 here. Bat on the shoulder, it's 3-1.
And the benefit of instant replay here, Zach, I went back and looked at it for a moment, and Howard was on second. He went back and touched second. The moment the center fielder caught that ball, he was walking back towards second before he took off towards third.
It's a full count here to AB Alvarado. There is no actual instant replay at the high school level. The call is the call based on what the officials see out there in the field. As AB fouls this one off, we can go back and look at the stream all we want, but the fact of the matter is the bases have been erased for the Colts. And it's a full count here to AB. Vaca delivers a payoff pitch, and the at-bat stays alive.
Vaca had a similar game like this at the ballpark at Bowie, where he made it almost the length of the entire game before giving up a run back in the bottom of the 7th, but the Warriors had already a 5-0 lead at that point. So he has the stuff to go the distance. The Colts need to try to get something going here with the better bats up to bat.
This one's up in the air, headed out of play for the concourse and off the top of the press box here. It's a pretty full house that all had to turn their heads up and over their shoulders in order to make sure that nobody got hurt. But AB keeps the inning going for at least one more pitch here for the Colts. Payoff again. And again, foul territory, headed for the Arlington dugout. And it'll go into the stands. Some cheers from the Arlington faithful, looks like perhaps caught by a fan. If this was banana ball, it would have been an out.
Leading the cheers down there for the Colts is head coach Scott Peach down there, right next to that fan that caught the ball. So he's bringing some of his football skills out here to the baseball.
We had Coach Scott Peach. We had the district athletic director Eric White in attendance for the pregame festivities. The lights are brightest here tonight on Thursday Night Lights. This one's ripped to left field and foul. That's probably the best cut we've seen all night outside of Frias's double. And AB likes to send it to left field when he makes that kind of contact. Just not able to keep it fair.
Yeah, it sounded really good coming off the bat. It didn't go very far once it got into foul territory, but it's a good swing, though, by AB.
And again, it gets fouled off. At least the 5th foul that has been sent off of the bat by number 20. So this is what, the 10th or 11th pitch of the at-bat?
And it works out in your favor if you're the Colts by Abe extending this at bat. You're cutting down the pitch count of Vaca, who has the distance to go, who has the ability to go the distance.
This one's ripped to left field, but it's playable. Diving attempt. Is the catch made? They say yes. The home plate umpire had to charge up the third baseline to throw his fist, and a diving attempt by Rondon will end the inning.
That was a great diving play. We watched it. He was tracking all the way down. Rondon slid into it out there almost until the bullpen for the Colts, and that was a great play.
That's just an athletic move that keeps the shutout alive. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th. A passed ball, still the only margin of difference here between the Colts and the Warriors. We'll be back after this. Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
We're back here at the home of the Martin Warriors. Back in the 5th inning, a passed ball allowed a run to come in for the Warriors. And so far, that run scored by Devin Luna has been the margin. And it will be a new batter coming up to the plate, I believe. They're showing number 12 coming to the plate for the Warriors. That's Alan Guzman leading things off here for the Warriors. Is that in Cooper Albart's spot?
I believe so. It should be the 891.
Should be the 891.
So Albert Guzman. Batting in the place of Cooper Albert.
First pitch is a call, strike 1 from Danny Bustamante. Guzman in that 8th spot for Albart, who struck out in his plate appearance. As Guzman takes a look at a ball here, should be a 1-1 count. And now 2-1.
I wonder if, out of curiosity, if maybe Albart is the relief pitcher for the Warriors in this case. You pull your catcher, maybe you're going to warm up the catcher to come in relief for Vaca in a one-run game.
You might want to bring in your closer at a certain point.
But there's nobody warming up out there that I can see.
A meeting of the minds, as something may have been said again, and they'll have to determine what needs to be done, because there was an official warning that was already issued early in this ball game. So the next action that comes after that would be an ejection, and I do believe they are sending somebody out of the Martin dugout.
Like number 22.
Somebody said something that shouldn't have been said.
Looks like number 22.
There's no 22 on the roster that we have. What about the roster that we took a picture of earlier? Munoz. Last name Munoz is all that we have to go on, as a 3-1 count is issued to Guzman here. May have been a sub-varsity call-up, as Guzman gets the base on balls to lead off the bottom of the sixth. This is the correct spot in the order for Landon Perez, as Guzman makes it to first to start the bottom of the sixth.
And that moment there too could have gotten to Bustamante. You're going against a new batter on the mound. You had a kind of interesting top half of the inning, and now you have a new batter, and then you have that moment of delay trying to figure out who's getting ejected from the game.
2025-2026 rules that an official can eject fans immediately without warning at any athletic events. The administrator on duty is responsible for controlling spectators and stopping chants. If things continue to escalate, then you take it to school administration. Since the warning was issued to both the crowd and the dugout, that is why there was a removal of the player from the Martin dugout. Warning had already been issued. Ball at the plate to Landon Perez after the check down over to first base. Martin with the leadoff man aboard, hoping to collect an insurance run, as Guzman back in time under the tag of Cifuentes. This one's up in the air, headed for foul territory, and will go foul in front of the first base dugout, occupied by the home team.
And Zach, despite the score being 1-0, this is only the second base runner of the night for the Martin Warriors.
All they needed was Devin Luna making it to second base, just kept charging after the miscommunication in the outfield that allowed him to reach. One run on two base runners. It has been a defensive masterclass from both sides tonight. This one's a bunt. Bustamante headed for second base, and they'll get the force out.
Good job by Bustamante there. Make sure you get the lead runner out at second and worry about the man at first when he gets there. And then you have one away and try to get a double play, let the defense do some work for you. Good job by Bustamante.
So Guzman is retired on the 1-6 fielder's choice, and Landon Perez will take over for him at first. They'll check on him immediately, and he's back in time. And this is the top of the order. Devin Luna reached second back in the fourth. It was the fourth, wasn't it?
Yes, Devin Luna reached
strike called here
to start the fourth, in which it was the second time around for the Warriors. He reached on the E7 between Frias and Howard, where neither outfielder was able to get the ball. Dropped right next to Frias. Then he came around to score after a sac bunt and then a wild pitch.
And a wild pitch, pass ball. It went off of Axel's glove, so it's tough to say. That one must have been a bit too high, as the count is 1-1.
As the ump's going to take a second to to wipe off the plate, give himself a better vantage point of balls and strikes.
Being able to see the plate a little bit better, yes, I'm sure that's exactly what it is. No turf here in Arlington ISD, so home plate does get covered up by dirt every now and then. Curveball too far inside. It's 2-1. Busta thought he was going to get the call, does not. May not have to deal with dirt for much longer, Jot, as one of the propositions in the district bond package this year includes provisions for turf at all baseball and softball fields. Up in the air, foul territory, and out of play. It's 2-2.
I remember when Arlington High had got turf that replaced the old grass field for the football field that's on campus that they use now for JV games and freshman games. It was sometime back in 2009, 2010, Nike came in and helped us with that field. So it'd be nice to see baseball fields be able to get that luxury as well.
2-2 on the way. This one's a little bit more straightened out. Cifuentes taking a look at it, and he'll watch it go out of play again towards the new Glaspie Field. We can no longer call it the newest stadium in Texas. There are new stadiums that will be unveiled at the start of this football season, but you got your first glance at it when you came to Park for tonight's game. You had some choice words for it, but it will be a uniform arrangement for all of the stadiums that are being renovated here in Arlington ISD. A work in progress for both Cravens and Wildman, both of them with their current press boxes and grandstands torn down. We'll play games at Glaspie, UTA, and Choctaw this season, and then have 3 district parks that we'll be able to play at starting in 2027.
Favorite stadium of all is UTA. It's very traditional, especially as a Colt. We loved going across the street to play our games at UTA, which we used to share with Bowie back in the day. Just seems like home to me.
This one is high and tight to Luna. Full count. Countdown on the scoreboard. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 3, 2, 1.
This has been quite a long at bat to for Devin Luna. A lot of pitch outs, a lot of foul balls.
Trying to keep the base runner Landon Perez honest.
I believe Bustamante is trying to keep us over that 2-hour limit that we've reached a few weeks ago between Bowie and Lamar.
And that is ball number 4.
Much like that game, Zach, the game was dominated by Quesada, the pitcher. He was the main base runner for the Vikings. Luna seems to be the main base runner for the Warriors. He's gotten on twice now.
That will push Perez into scoring position. Double play is still in effect, with an opportunity for a force out at third if it should go that direction. But it's just 1 out right now for the Warriors as Cifuentes comes creeping up the first baseline. Hercules going to have to shade closer to first base if a bunt is laid down the line. Curveball called, strike 1. Busta out of the stretch with a glance of second. And that is a swinging strike. 0-2 to Parker Hobson. Popped it up in the air into Bustamante's glove back in the 4th inning. Also struck out, so officially 0 for 2 tonight. Arlington faithful would love to see him go 0 for 3. Pitch. Check swing. He went around. A much needed strikeout for Bustamante, his 7th of the night. And there's 2 away now for Jacoby Hazen.
Yeah, that's a good pitch there by Bustamante to get Hobson, who's now struck out twice tonight. And now you have Hazen, who's grounded out both plate appearances, 4-3 groundouts, 2 Hercules. So you have a chance with 2 outs to keep those runners on base and bring your bats up top of the 7th to tie this game. You know, Zach, last Friday we had a 9-inning game at the ballpark at Bowie. If we have we can try to get something in the top of the 7th here.
Hey, I am comfortable up here. We have great accommodations here at the home of the Warriors. We again send our thanks to the Booster Club for granting us access to one of their rooms to broadcast from. Everything's all in one place. We don't have a huge takedown procedure like we might have at other ballparks. So if this has to go to extras, I've been in worse places. But I also missed dinner, so I also wouldn't mind being able to grab something from Whataburger on the way home. Chopper back up the middle. This could be trouble. Murphy bobbles it, and everybody's safe. They're going to chase over to third, and they got him! The runner, Perez, got too far off of the third base bag, and Murphy able to get it over to third base for the tag, and Arlington escapes the jam. We'll have to figure out how to score that during the break, but for now, we're headed to the top of the 7th. Colts with 3 more outs to try to tie this thing up. Stick around for an exciting 7th inning here on ZAP.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades. And they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sports, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
We're back here at Culbertson Field, and a new pitcher came down the pipe during the break. Coming in for the save is number 14, Rogelio Salazar. Salazar coming in relief of Ian Vaca, who went 6 innings with 2 strikeouts, but most importantly, Jot, 6 straight goose eggs for the Arlington offense.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for the Colts. They managed to get a few hits off of Vaca, who did a great job out there on the mound. This game is kind of shaping up, though, how the game at Bowie worked. It was a hard game that night for the Volunteers, but they finally got a run off of the relief pitcher who came in for Vaca. If the Colts can do that now, when you have 5, 6, 7 coming up, you can send this game into either low 7, bottom 7, or extra innings. But the Colts need something here, and it starts off for Cornell.
Cornell had a single to center field back in the 4th inning. Faces Salazar here, and the curveball drops into the inside corner for a called strike 1.
Yeah, that pitch looked like it ran inside on him, but we have a different angle than the umpire does.
I thought it was close to clipping him, but it must have dropped back in. Same pitch, same result, 0-2.
Yeah, it's an interesting pitch that he's throwing both times. It just runs inside on Cornell, and he can't get around on it. But they both times have looked like balls.
Swing and a miss. Salazar collects the K of Cornell. And there's one away here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, he was fishing for that one there. He had the breaking ball 3 straight times. He thought he had a hold of it, wasn't able to get it.
So now it'll be the designated hitter, Corbin Quiros, who is 0 for 2 tonight, including a very non-conventional double play that ended the inning and kept Arlington off the scoreboard.
This one's off the end of the bat, headed for the right center field gap, but it'll fall into the glove of the right fielder, Garen Powers, for the F9 and out number 2.
Yeah, you can't go first pitch swinging there when you're trying to get something going against a new pitcher. You cannot go first pitch swinging there if you're the Colts, and now you're down to your final out.
It'll be the pitcher, Danny Bustamante, batting in the 7 hole, trying to keep the game going. Salazar looking for the save. Right-hander number 14 wants to reset the pitches, which will give Bustamante a chance to step outside the batter's box.
If you're Busta, this is how you help your cause here. You're the one on the hook for the loss in a game that you've pitched really well on. You need to see if you can get something here and extend this game out.
First pitch, a sweeper that crosses the zone for a called strike 1.
And Salazar's coming in throwing nothing but breaking pitches here and trying to get the Colts to swing after it. The first 2 pitches he threw to Cornell were pitches that ran inside. Now he's working inside out.
Busta chops that one foul, and Arlington's down to their last strike of the game. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Bustamante. Salazar coming in relief of Vaca here in this 7th inning, looking to close this one out and put a win in the tally mark for the Warriors. He agrees on the pitch and sends the 0-2 home. Called strike 3, got him looking. Bustamante just got ejected for disagreeing with the call, and that will disqualify Bustamante from tomorrow night's ball game.
It's a egregious call to eject somebody on the final pitch of the game. Just because he's not happy with it doesn't mean you should eject him for tomorrow's game. You've had multiple calls that people don't agree on, but your frustration shouldn't be on the high school kid that questions a call when he's been pitching, trying to get the same calls all night.
He was looking for something, did not like what he got. Womack is irate as the umpires head off of the field. We'll take a short break to clear our heads and then have the postgame show presented by John Wade Roofing when we come back here on the Zap Network.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Field Ops North Texas is the trusted name in athletic field marketing for schools, teams, leagues, and tournaments. They even do commercial landscaping. The better question is, what can't they do? With fast turnaround times and proven expertise, they make sure your grounds look unbeatable every time. Call 817-908-2194 to find out more.
Final score in this one, Martin 1, Arlington nothing, as the Warriors collect a rivalry night win here on the christening of Culbertson Field. A called strike 3 that will eject Bustamante is the highlight of tonight's game, Jot, because that means he will be unavailable for the return game at Colt Field, just less than 24 hours away.
Yeah, that hurt because he's one of your better players. He's one of the captains of this team. So you want your better players out there. It doesn't hurt you as much because he won't be ejected for next week's playoff games whenever we get to that point. But in a rivalry game, you want your better players out there in his final chance to play against Martin.
Well, and he's a senior. Tomorrow night is senior night,
yeah,
and he'll be honored as a senior. Right now, the only one that is currently committed to playing at the next level, and the Grayson College commit will unfortunately have to sit out tomorrow night's ball game.
And that's the one thing that we often say. We've said it before during football season. We'll say it now. As the adult in the room, sometimes you have frustrated high school kids on a pitch like that. That Bustamante, who's been pitching, hasn't gotten certain calls. You can't let your emotions as the adult interject and intervene in a game like that, because now, like you said, you're messing the kid's game up for tomorrow because of something he doesn't say on the final pitch of the game. Bustamante could have done himself a favor by swinging the bat there on a called strike 3.
Sure.
But as the adult in the room, you have to play the adult role and not let your emotions get after you. When the Colts haven't weren't the benefits of certain things, when the other fans were yelling at you from the other team, be the adult, swallow it, and walk away.
Just an unfortunate final pitch and final moment of an emotionally charged game that had warnings issued in the first inning. And that energy and that passion and that momentum continue to carry. And you mentioned this in the 7th inning. It's so unfortunate that Bustamante is going to get credited with the loss in this ball game. One unearned run, but a complete game effort with 7 strikeouts in 6 innings. It's classic Bustamante, but unfortunately, Arlington's base running lacked quite a bit tonight. Axel made it as far as second base. Abe made it as far as third and was thrown out at home. Gannon made it as far as second. Frias made it as far as second. And Arlington had no run production to show for it.
Bustamante is going to get the loss. He gave a 1-run, no hits. He threw a no-hitter. Perfect game, a complete game no-hitter, 7 strikeouts and 2 walks. No, you lose a game on a no-hitter, that is when you turn to your team and say, you guys didn't pick up
I need
the
run
extra
support.
that I need.
I need run support, yeah.
Like you said, some of it kind of turned to on that double play from the outfield that could have been similar to the situation we had at South Grand Prairie on Tuesday. The runner, Howard, that second, he takes off for third with 1 away, with the first out on the diving play by center field.
Yep.
That could have been 1 out with the runner on third.
Yep.
And again, that's intervening in a situation that, we don't have replay in high school, but that's a situation that helps you. Alvarado coming home, tried to prevent the double play ball, thought he had a chance to get through it. He tried to make the best play that he could, or else the inning would have ended on the double play either way.
Fans, the postgame show is presented by John Wade Roofing. John Sr. played for Arlington High and was team MVP in '76. He also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all conference and conference champion honors. He started roofing in 1982, though, and never looked back. The next time you have roofing needs, gutters, painting, solar, or more, call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. Jot, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast that the playoff fates for both of these teams are already sealed. We saw some scouts coming out to take a look at Arlington in tonight's ball game. Their postseason opponent is set. Martin's postseason opponent, I believe, is set or will be set by tomorrow night. So all that you're playing for is rivalry and pride. And the Warriors end up taking a 1-0 win and defending Curt Culbertson Field, sending them to 1-0 in ball games where the field is named after him.
That is correct. It's mostly when you have special events around your team, around your field, and your stadium, and every sport, it's always an emotionally charged game. And you want to build off that energy from not just yourself, from the crowd, the team. It's your senior night for a lot of these seniors. Their final game at Martin High School, except for next week, playoffs, wherever that may be. But you want to go out, beat your rival on the last chance you have on your home field, and that's what Martin did. And it's not towards anything Bustamante did wrong. It's just a lot of things that the Colts couldn't do right. And that's how they ended up falling 1-0 in this game to the Warriors. But they have a chance to make up for it tomorrow in their final chance this season versus the Warriors at Colt Field.
Gotta have a short memory, as this next game will be taking place in less than 24 hours. But a final score from this one here on the Zap Network. It's the Martin Warriors 1 and the Arlington Colts 0. The records are from the pregame show. Martin does improve to 9-4. Arlington drops to 9-4. So we'll see who finishes second place in the district on Friday. Special thanks again to Yadi Pagan for helping with the production of tonight's ball game. Jot, thanks to you for being on the call. Looking forward to seeing how the Bowie Volunteers defend home turf tomorrow night with you on the call. Not my pops, my mom, Patsy, will actually be on the broadcast with me.
Pops' season ended due to a family emergency, and so Mom will be stepping in to help him out and help us out on the broadcast, and then you and I will cover the Colts in the playoffs starting next week. So I'll see you in about a week's time.
About a week's time, knowing how things go around our situations, a week's time may be fast, it may be long, but it'll be a fun week. Until then, tomorrow it is the ballpark at Bowie for me. It is Arlington for you.
Both of those games will be live on the Zap Network, but that's going to do it for us tonight. For everybody involved in how we make things happen here at Zap, I am Zach Arnold, thanking you for tuning in, and we'll see you all tomorrow night for more high school baseball on the Zap Network. Until then, good night.